White America, you got your fucking finger stuck up your fucking ass. Gay people are just meeting each other online. The trust that you have to have. The trust. Like, hey, how you doing? Good. What do you want to shoot pool? No, I want to fuck you in the ass. Okay, where are you? I'm on 1313 Mockingbird Lane. You go over there, you fuck, and you go home. That's the Munsters address. Anyway.
One time we went to go do the Comedy Store open mic. Neither of us got up, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do another open mic." He's like, "I'll see you later. I'm gonna go get late." He got late in between mics.
That's amazing. So my thing is, we've been talking a lot about changing, and let's go from comedy here to just 1 minute of real. I watched your thing, and you know I love you to death. I've always been fascinated by the gay, LGBT community. I've always, since the trannies fucked my world up, they always did. Because you look at them, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? But then you're like, you know what? Give them love. Well, who gives a fuck?
I'll tell you, honestly, the last time I was here, I had so many gay people come up to me. A bunch of gay people, transgender people, they fucking love you.
I love them.
They love you.
Listen,
and that's no bullshit.
What the fuck? If somebody says something about you, you have to look at where they're coming from. The guys that lived down the corner from me, they were transgenders. I thought they were into cats. So they had me. Here I am talking to a guy with a wig and a mustache on every day. Well, he didn't shave. Like, I catch him out there early. The wig is twisted. The wig was twisted and shit. Did I give a fuck? No. That's what people want to do.
You and Jim Norton, those are the two that they brought up. Because especially like after I did the first show here, even at the shows, when we would do the shows, it was cool because in the fucking craziest places too, people would line up and they'd be like, hey, either I'd like to introduce you to some chick, I'd like to introduce you to my wife, or my cousin's gay and we brought him here and he thought you were fucking hilarious. And that's what it is, though. That's what we wanted about. That's what we talked about. I fucking loved it. So yeah.
I want to ask you a question because everybody's making changes. The other day I was on the fucking Cassius Morris show, and I told him I went online looking at courses to become a fucking paralegal. Everybody wants to make a change now. Everybody's looked into abyss. Everybody's had a time to change. Everybody's had a time to look at their life and re-examine where the fuck they're from. This is never going to happen to me again. I lost a lot of money. I had to move back with my mother. I'm in a shelter. People went through a lot there. But I was also thinking about something. I'm thinking about all the men and women that realized during this break that maybe they were gay. Think about that. How many guys are at home going, you know what? I'm looking at my wife, and I don't really fucking like her anymore. But for some reason, after watching that Lance Armstrong little thing, I'm thinking of getting a bike. I like to fuck a guy in the ass like Lance Armstrong. Or a woman saying, you know what, man, I'm sick and tired of being around men. I think I want to switch governments or whatever.
It's a lot of time by yourself.
It's a lot of time by yourself. What do you recommend? Like, I don't know how to come out, bro. We joke. Everybody makes jokes. How does somebody... I've always thought about this. Like, I've always wanted to ask people, how did you come out? It's got to be painful and exhilarating at the same fucking time.
That's a tough one too. I knew, like, when you're a kid, because there's something different. Everybody starts talking about pussy. Everybody starts talking about, I finger banged so-and-so, I finger banged so-and-so. And for me, I remember it was like, I'm not fucking interested in that. And the shitty thing was it was like, you start looking at other people and you're like, I'm actually more fucking attracted to that. And immediately you're like, okay, there's something up. Like, remember we were talking about the whole fucking Catholic thing. So you've got that at odds with yourself and you're like, fuck. Okay, I can't act on this shit.
But meanwhile, they're having orgies in the basement after fucking 7 a.m. mass with 3 little retarded kids. We got to feel guilty. But meanwhile, in between sessions at church, they're downstairs with capes on, throwing holy water, little kids with ADD and shit.
I don't think that's an orgy. I think that's an assault.
It's an orgy. Somebody dropped them off. They don't know nothing. But I went through that guilt too. And one day I was like, these motherfuckers put me through hell for years for cursing. When I was like 11, when I found out they were fucking little kids, like when I left the Catholic, I found out when I was like 15. I heard murmurs about Catholicism, and then when I was like 19, I heard murmurs about the Boy Scouts. I heard a kid about like that had been like molested, and they put it under the table. When I was 19, 18, I heard about a 12-year-old kid in our area, not North Bergen, that had been, because I was part of a Boy Scout troop, and they were kind of weird. The first day I went in there, they went right to nuts. Like the second day, they went right to nuts. I'm like, something ain't right here. These motherfuckers. And I'm going to tell you why else I called you in here today. You know what I ordered this week? You know what I pre-ordered? Rob Halford's new book. He's got a new book, The Singer from Judas Priest.
Oh,
because
fuck.
that was my first experience. Like, when I went to see Judas Priest, I was like, ooh, Rob Halford could be a flamer. Oh, boy, we have a problem here. And I remember going home and going, so what? So what if he's gay? Because they had this motorcycle. He came out with a motorcycle and leather chaps. And when I first saw him on Hellbent for Life, that motherfucker brought a whip out. In November 29th of 79, I saw them, and that motherfucker brought a whip out at the Palladium in New York City. So you better fucking check yourself. So when he first came out, when I first went to see them, he didn't come out till years later. Mm-hmm. But that made me think about you. Like even Rob Halford, that was one of the world's greatest heavy metal bands. There's this guy walking around who's really gay. And when you went to see it, if you were cool, you knew it. If you had experience with other gay men, which I did, I grew up around Martin the Fag, Martin and Marty Coe. So, and there was a bunch of gay men in my bar. My mother had gay guys around her. They did drugs. I used to have gay guys around me at the bar. So, like, what do you think? Like, right now after this period, how many people do you think will say, you know what? I always wanted to be fucking gay.
It makes a point because a lot of time by yourself, you start, and then especially like too with fucking divorces and shit like that too, because you're starting to be around your spouse and you just wonder, I fucking hate this bitch. What am I doing here?
I tell you, man, I heard about this in the beginning of the pandemic. I heard about that. Be careful, mental health. You're going to be around. And I'm not going to tell you that me and my wife had a few disagreements. We had a few times where you're at wit's end. And I said something or she'd say something. If Corona's on and you're watching TV and you're fucking scared, and all of a sudden she would say, pass the remote. What are you fucking great? And you catch yourself.
Yeah.
But I caught myself early, like March, like 20, around there. I said I have to come together with my wife. I can't separate. I got to come together. And I'll tell you, man, I'm blessed. We're going to go on 20 years, July 1st.
God,
I go,
damn.
This can't happen now. This cannot happen now. We got to at least make 20 years. If she wants to dump me on the second, I'm good with it. We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.